There is a day that changes everything. Not the day you became stronger, not the day you stopped caring what people thought, not even the day you finally walked away from something that was slowly destroying you. It is the day you stopped explaining yourself. That day, quiet, almost invisible, is the day you became someone that no one could easily reach, someone that criticism could not shake, someone that misunderstanding could not move. Not because you became cold, not because you stopped caring, but because you finally understood something the Stoics knew thousands of years ago. You do not owe anyone access to your reasoning. And the moment you truly believe that, everything changes. Most people explain themselves constantly, and they do not even realize it is happening. Someone questions your decision, you explain. Someone misreads your intention, you clarify. Someone disagrees with your choice, you defend. You go over it again and again, adjusting your words, trying different angles, searching for the exact combination of sentences that will finally make them understand. It feels reasonable, it feels mature, it even feels like the right thing to do. But look at what is actually driving it. Beneath every unnecessary explanation is a need to be seen correctly, a need to be understood, a need for the other person's version of you to match the version you know yourself to be. And that need, however quietly it operates, is handing your peace to someone else to manage. Because here's what most people never examine. When you explain yourself to someone who has already decided how they see you, you are not correcting a misunderstanding, you are performing for a judgment that has already been made. You are spending your energy trying to change a narrative that the other person has no real interest in changing, and every word you offer in that direction costs you something: composure, clarity, self-respect, while giving them something they never deserved: your reasoning. Epictetus was direct about this. He taught that seeking approval from others is one of the most dangerous habits a person can develop, not because people are enemies, but because the moment their understanding becomes a condition for your peace, you have placed your stability in hands that were never built to hold it. Think about every time you explained yourself and felt worse afterward, not because the explanation failed, but because the act of explaining confirmed something uncomfortable, that you needed them to understand you more than you trusted yourself. That is where the pattern begins to cost you everything. There is something most people never consider. Every time you explain yourself without being asked, you are sending a signal, not the signal you intend to send, not clarity, not maturity, not openness. You are signaling doubt. You are communicating without saying it directly that you are not fully certain your decision can stand on its own, that it needs support, that without the other person's agreement, something remains unresolved. And people feel that signal even when they can't articulate it. They sense the opening, and whether consciously or not, they step into it. This is how unnecessary explanation slowly erodes your authority, not through one dramatic moment, but through a pattern of offering justification where none was required. Over time, people begin to expect it. They learn that if they push back, you will open up, that if they question you, you will explain, that your decisions are negotiable, not because you said so, but because your behavior demonstrated it consistently. Marcus Aurelius understood this deeply. He wrote that a person who is grounded in their own values does not require external validation to move forward, that real confidence is not the absence of doubt, it is the decision to act according to your own judgment without waiting for permission from people who carry no responsibility for your life. Real confidence is quiet. It does not announce itself. It does not defend itself. It simply moves. And that movement, unhurried, unexplained, self-directed, communicates something that no justification ever could, that you have already decided, that the decision is made, that you are not here to debate it. When people begin to sense that about you, when they realize that your choices do not come with attached explanations, something shifts in how they engage with you entirely. The Stoics built their entire philosophy around one central distinction: what is within your control and what is not. Your actions are within your control. Your intentions are within your control. Your values, your choices, your response to difficulty, all within your control. but how someone interprets those actions, what meaning they assign to your intentions, the conclusion they draw about who you are based on incomplete information filtered through their own fears and biases, none of that belongs to you. And yet most people exhaust themselves trying to manage it. They spend hours replaying conversations, rehearsing better versions of what they said, imagining how they could have explained it differently so that the other person would have understood. They lose sleep over someone else's perception of them. They reshape their behavior trying to prevent misunderstanding from people who were never paying careful enough attention to understand them correctly in the first place. This is what Epictetus called giving away your freedom. Not in a dramatic, obvious way, but slowly, through the accumulated weight of 1,000 small moments where you handed your internal peace to someone else's interpretation of you. Seneca wrote something that cuts through all of it with uncomfortable precision. He said that the greatest obstacle to living is expectation, the habit of waiting for others to approve of your direction before you commit to it fully, and that a person who frees themselves from that habit does not become isolated. They become grounded. They become stable in a way that opinion and misunderstanding can no longer reach. That stability is not built through confrontation. It is not built by becoming cold or dismissive or deliberately hard to reach. It is built through one repeated decision, the decision to trust your own understanding of yourself more than you trust someone else's misreading of you. Made once, then again, until it becomes the foundation you stand on. The first time you choose not to explain yourself, it feels wrong. The silence feels incomplete. The unresolved moment sits uncomfortably. Your mind offers you excellent reasons to go back and clarify. It tells you the other person will misunderstand, that they will think less of you, that the relationship will suffer if you let the moment pass without correction. Let it pass anyway, because what happens next is something most people never discover because they always speak before they reach it. The moment passes, the discomfort fades, the situation resolves or dissolves without your explanation changing anything. And you realize something that no amount of theory could have taught you, that most of what you were explaining was never necessary, that the clarification you felt compelled to offer was serving your anxiety, not your relationships, not your reputation, not your integrity, your anxiety. And once you see that clearly, the impulse begins to lose its power. Over time, something else begins to form in its place, a kind of quiet confidence that does not need to announce itself. You begin to notice that your decisions feel more solid when they are not immediately offered up for debate, that your sense of self becomes less dependent on whether the people around you have accurately understood your motives. You begin to trust yourself in a way that seeking external validation was quietly preventing. Marcus Aurelius returned to this idea throughout his private writings, that the person who knows their own mind, truly knows it, does not require the world to agree with them in order to move forward with clarity. That self-knowledge, when it is genuine, creates a foundation that opinion cannot easily shake. And from that foundation, something remarkable becomes possible. You stop adjusting yourself to fit other people's understanding, and you start living according to your own. There is a word people misunderstand: untouchable. They hear it and think it means invincible, emotionless, closed off from the world, someone who has built walls so high that nothing gets through. Not criticism, not connection, not anything. That is not what it means. Untouchable means that the opinions of others, their misreadings, their judgments, their attempts to define you through incomplete understanding no longer have automatic access to your internal state. It does not mean you do not feel things. It means those things no longer govern you. It means you can be misunderstood and remain stable. You can be criticized and continue moving. You can be questioned and choose, deliberately, calmly, whether the question deserves your response, not out of arrogance, not out of indifference to everyone around you, but out of a genuine understanding that your peace is not something to be negotiated with every person who forms an opinion about your life. The Stoics called this apatheia, not apathy in the modern sense, but a state of being undisturbed, grounded, internally governed rather than externally controlled. A condition where you can engage fully with the world while remaining anchored in your own center. That state is not achieved through isolation. It is achieved through practice, through every moment you chose your own understanding over someone else's misreading of you, through every explanation you did not give, through every defense you did not mount, through every silence that felt incomplete in the moment but built something permanent beneath the surface. The day you stop explaining yourself is not a single dramatic event. It is a quiet shift, a decision made once, then made again, until it becomes not something you have to remind yourself to do, but simply the way you move. Calm, deliberate, grounded, untouchable. You will still be misunderstood. That will not stop. People will still form opinions based on incomplete information filtered through their own fears and assumptions. That is simply how people work. But you have a choice about what that costs you. It can cost you your peace, your clarity, your time, your self-respect, or it can cost you nothing at all. The day you stop explaining yourself, that is the day it costs you nothing. Thank you for being part of Stoic 95. Watch the next video on your screen and keep building.